So as you all may know by now, Mayor Orr is in full swing, and with her has come the second appearance of minister elections. As of recording, there's about 8 hours left in the first minister election, so I figured now would be a good time to rank the current top 14. You may be thinking to yourself, who am I to be ranking these creators? Nobody, but I thought it would be fun, so I'm gonna do it. Let's go. Alright, so as you can see, we have the top 14, and myself because I'm a narcissist. And to start, I think I'll just get the elephant right out of the room. We'll give 2NFG his own spot. Is that Glaze? That's your decision to make. But my reasoning is, it's completely subjective, which is kind of the point of this tier list, but his situation is in a league of its own. He's truly one of a kind. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we can start with the current number 1, Thirtyvirus. Now before I started recording, I was under the assumption that Thirtyvirus hadn't announced any perks. But as it turns out, he said in the Duralia's comment section that if he were to win, which it's looking like he will, he would make a farming toolkit and equipment wardrobe. Now, farming toolkit, that could benefit a lot of people, but I'm not really interested in that. Equipment wardrobe? That's pretty good. It's solid. It's not S. It's not S, but it's definitely A. Now, number 2, for the moment, and I'll get into that later, is Future 77. And from the information I was able to garner from a live stream that I held, his perk involves the ability to sell your own organs for mass amounts of money, which is a running joke in his channel. So, I mean, we all got 2 kidneys, you know? Like, we don't really need the other one. For that reasons, I'm gonna place it in A, but it's definitely below Thirtyvirus. Now, what I was talking about with second for the moment is because Technodad is currently campaigning and he is gaining on Future really quickly. Honestly, by the time you watch this video, he might have overtaken him, I'm not sure. But, and I promise it's not glazed because you can watch his campaign video, I'll link it in the description. I was sold on him, man. I was so sold. To summarize, in his own words, by the way, his reasons were nepotism, his dog, the fact that he's bald, the fact that he's better than Dante, his experience, prestige, and Riz. I'm being dead ass. Listen, I'm just saying. Hold on, timeout, ref. Listen, this is like 30 minutes after the last clip you just saw, but I just realized this is supposed to be an objective tier list, right? This placement was not based on objectivity. And if we're looking at it from an objective standpoint, really the best I can give it is a high B. Anyways, that's it. So yeah, just use that as future reference, because the rest of the video has him in S, but just for me, objectively speaking, it's a high B. That's all. All right. Back to the video, I guess. I don't know. Now, moving on to number 5, we have Squid Kid, but I wasn't able to find quite that much information on him. And from what I can tell right now, he's simply campaigning for Technoblade's dad, and I think that's great. But here's the thing. I'm looking at the objectivity of the benefits that you're going to bring if you're a minister. Right now, I don't know him. You're getting a B. Now we're gonna skip number 6 and move on to number 7 because number 6 was 2NFG. And from what I'm looking at right now, number 7 appears to be Candy Pat. Now Candy Pat advocates to help and support the Skyblock Elite, whatever the fuck that means, and he's essentially advocating for late game players. I'm a late game player. I like the sound of that. It's getting an A, man. Oops, it's getting a B. Shots fired, what the fuck? Yeah, I went there. Here's the thing, advocating for late game players, that's great, but you gotta understand, late game players, in comparison to early game players, there's much less of them. It's a much smaller crowd. I will put him above Squid Kid, but that's as far as I can go. So moving on to number 8, and this might ruffle some feathers. We got Refraction, right? Now I think it's safe to say you and me, love Refraction, right? Only issue is, for reasons that are currently unknown by the public, there hasn't been a peep from him about anything regarding the minister election. Now despite that, he is 8th. But I mean, how are we supposed to put faith in this minister when again, we haven't heard a peep, we haven't heard anything. Nothing's been promised to us. There are currently no benefits to voting for him. To me, that's just sounding like a D. That's just sounding like a D. It's sounding like a D, it's smelling like a D, it's tasting like a D. I'm just saying. I hope he starts his campaign because I would love to see him be a minister again, but like, right now, I can't support it. I can't. Now moving on, we got Celestial Milk. The only problem is, I don't know what her perks are. I know she has one. I just don't remember what it is. And currently, like Squid Kid, she's campaigning for Technoblade, right? So for said reason, even though it partially falls on me because I'm stupid as shit, I'm placing her in D. Or, whoa! What kind of fucking D are you looking at? Jeez, dude, that D looks completely different. That's a B. Okay. You get the point, right? They're both a B. Now, for the people watching on YouTube, which is literally everyone because this is a YouTube video, you might not know who this person is because they're really prominent on TikTok, but not so much on any other platforms. Their name is Fear5S, and they're known primarily for dungeons, among other things, but they promised to add a Melody's hair upgrade that makes the Melody term less atrocious. That was my own words, but basically they say something along the lines of removing one of the lines from the Melody term. Me personally, that's creative as shit. The Melody term sucks ass. It's a beneficial change. That's an A. That's an A. In fact, I'm placing it right there. That's an A for me. I fuck with it. Now, moving on to number 10. We got interests. right? Now again, this is from what I garnered from my live stream. Supposedly, he doesn't have a campaign, but is asking for votes. However, it seems to be backfiring as his voters are supposedly turning on him. And based off of that piece of information, interest, what the fuck, man? Get it together. I'm rooting for you. You can't be doing me like this. Listen, it's better than not showing up at all, but it's still not great. It's a C for me. It's like I'm gonna run for US president, but I don't promise any benefits. Why should people vote for me, you know? Now, these next two kind of go hand in hand, so I'm gonna list them together. And the two in question are Toadstar and Jimbo. Both are advocating to fix/improve Iron Man. But Toadstar is saying that he wants easier RNG drops for Iron Man on early game, and Jimbo supposedly wants to increase NPC cell limits. I think both are great, but Jimbo's is a lot easier to integrate. And again, this is going off the assumption that this is actually what they're advocating for, which I believe they are. So with that in mind, they're both getting B. But here's the thing, hold on. Before I ruffle any more feathers, I'm placing Jimbo above Toadstar simply because it's a lot easier to integrate Jimbos than Toadstars, and I'm placing them both above Candy Pat because Iron Man players make up a lot larger of the population than endgame players, at least to my knowledge. And last but not least, we have Hannibal. Now, Hannibal is immediately getting a D, and it might not be for the reason you think. This D also stands for disqualified, because Hannibal actually got disqualified. What ended up happening was, someone who developed Skyhandy, not Hannibal themselves, ended up adding this feature to Skyhandy, which a ton of people use. And whenever you went to vote for somebody, it would automatically paste Hannibal 2's name. I'm not saying that they deserve to get disqualified, I'm just saying that's what I think caused them to get disqualified. So it's unfortunate, but that's what ended up happening. Now, last but not least, we've all been waiting for this, right? I'm going to be unbiased and objective when I list my perks. And it's got to do with gambling, all right? I'm aiming to improve gambling, because right now, dice are trash. Vanguards are meh. It's just not the same anymore. And if I were to be elected as a minister eventually, my perks would be, 1, every single Vanguard rolls an additional item, which is a lot larger of a buff than you'd think. And 2, dice would be 25% cheaper to roll, which I think would make them profitable on average for the time that I'm in office, right? I would say those sound like pretty good perks, but at the end of the day, it does impact a very small size of players. So for that reason, I'm placing myself smack dab in B. It's not the greatest, but listen, you're also voting for the personality, which might be a bad thing. So, yeah, I'm gonna stop talking, but that's the tier list. That's what I came up with. What would you guys change? What do you think's right? And arguably, most importantly, did I get anyone's perks wrong, or did I miss any perks that other creators have mentioned? As much as I'm not trying to do that on purpose, you know, political campaigns kind of tend to do that, right? And considering Aura has some qualities that align with certain political ideologies, who knows, man? This may be larger than life. Shut the fuck up. What am I saying? I'm sorry. Let's go. I'm done. I'm going. I'm leaving.